你好，宝汪，我非常开心你可以来到我的 podcast，因为我真的喜欢跟你聊天哦。
谢谢美杰，你好，下午好，你好吗？
下午好。So, for my English listeners, I just said to Bo, thank you so much for joining me on the Mary-Jess Meets podcast. And I'm very excited because I love talking to Bo. We've actually worked together quite a lot before, haven't we?
Yes, indeed, and it's my honor to be on your show, and looking forward to it. And always nice to see you.
Yeah, really nice to see you as well. I've said to quite a few people that this podcast is just a brilliant way for me to have a good old catch up with my friends.
Absolutely. I mean, it has been very long time since our last time. I mean, it was the filming of your music video, and then now it's been a year, 2 years maybe.
2 years, I think now.
And
Yeah.
and, and big congratulations for hitting on how many viewers on YouTube, the Tian He He, that was great, and newspapers and everything was just amazing.
Thank you very much. So to update listeners onto what Bo's talking about there, is for my third album, Inspire, we worked together on Tian He He, or Tio, as it's also called, with Tasmin Barnes, and that recently went viral in Taiwan, which is very exciting. So yeah, we got newspaper coverage and things like that, and it was your amazing choir that they were so brilliant. Not only did they sound incredible on that song, but they look amazing in the YouTube video, and I'm so grateful that I get to record with and perform with your choir, because we also did a Christmas concert together, didn't we?
Absolutely. And thanks so much for having me, for having my choir. And it was such a beautiful song. And if anyone listening to this podcast haven't heard this song or haven't seen the music video, please check out. It was beautiful.
I'm so happy with it. Yes, please do check it out, everyone, because it was actually Bo's suggestion to do that
Oh,
song, wasn't it? It was your suggestion, and that was
I'm
your
honored.
song. I'm
Yeah,
so grateful that you suggested it, because it was perfect for me and Tasmin, wasn't it?
yeah, vocally, I mean, also your ability singing in Mandarin and to make it into a female duet is all. It's all sound really fresh, and the text and the energy and everything, the new arrangement just gave this song a new life, and I was just so excited. Yeah.
Well, we've mentioned your choir quite a lot, so I think it's time that we just talk about how that came about, because you're a tenor yourself, but what made you decide to set up your choir? What was the inspiration behind that?
Right, so I'm running a choir, and it's called London Chinese Philharmonic Choir, and you can say LCPC. Apparently, we are the biggest Chinese community choir in Europe, and yes, and I have been running it. I think now it's 2020. I have been running it for 7 years. And I know the name is called London Chinese Philharmonic Choir, but we have choir member come from mainland China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, Italy, British, and whoever believe they has a Chinese root, or whoever they have a passion to learn more Chinese song, they are all very welcome to join the choir. And we're based in London.
I love how inclusive you are, and you really get the feeling for that when I work with your choir, because I've never felt anything but wonderful friendship from each of the members. They've just been so happy to be there singing and to be part of the group, and I've always felt so welcome. So you really do feel how inclusive you are whenever I work with you.
Oh, thank you so much. We started from just from someone's study, and we just had 10 singers, and now we grow to like 80 singers, and it's not professional, but we are so lucky. We have been performed at Royal Festival Hall and Trafalgar Square. Also, we have the honor to share the stage with some artists and amazing singers like you, and singers from China, and just my singers, they just the choir members, they just love it, just love singing, love express themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a brilliant way to do that, isn't it? Because being part of a choir is brilliant for many reasons. Like, it's great when you're a singer yourself and you're developing your ear, learning all these new different pieces that you probably wouldn't learn normally. But then also you get that real feeling of community, don't you? You manage to make friends, and singing in a choir also helps you deal with, say, nerves, for example, when you're singing in front of your friends for the first time. Like, there's so many great things that it helps you with. But especially at times like this, it's nice to know that you are part of a group and a community, and even if you can't meet up in person because of the pandemic, you're still able to talk online and be part of a group and practice online. So have you been able to do anything while the pandemic has been going on?
Yes, since I think it was like the third week of March, the official lockdown started, we move online and we're doing Zoom rehearsal every Tuesday night, just like when we like a normal rehearsal night. And it's not just about music. I know it's a choir, but for me as a conductor, artistic director, when I see my choir member, when I see their face, when I see they are smiling at me on my iPad, and when I know they are all safe and they are all somewhere, because some of them are staying at home and some of them are staying with their families back in China or wherever they are. When I see them every single week, every Tuesday, and I know they are happy, they are healthy, and they are still sharing music with me, and at that point, it's beyond singing. It's just so much, give you so much security and just so much joy to see people can still be together.
Yes, absolutely. That must be such a wonderful gift to have right now, and it's so lovely that you wanted to set something like that up. It's really brilliant, especially because, well, I know from my experience, when you go and live in another country that is different to your home country, to
Yeah.
find people that are like you and have similar interests that you can build friendships with is very, very important. So I'm
Yeah,
guessing you've.
and I'm curious for your experience when you're talking about living abroad. For your experience when you were living in China, and what kind of activities were you singing in the choir or organizing some music activities? What's your music life when you were in China?
That's quite a big loaded question, because I had to partake in extracurricular musical activities in China, because when I went out to Nanjing University, that was really to focus on the Mandarin side of my degree, but I actually had a dual honours degree of music and Mandarin Chinese. But I was part of a television program that mainly took up the main amount of time. So that was, it took up, because I was actually part of 2 shows, so it was a good 5 weeks. And then for the main singing competition on Chinese television, that was every single night for 3 weeks, which was probably the most exhausting period of my whole life. But yes, my main music activity was taking part and then winning the Chinese version of the X Factor while I was out there, which I was very lucky to be a part of. But there was lots of other things I was doing, because at the university there were people from everywhere around the world. We had people from Iceland, from Germany, from Belgium, and so many other countries, America, for example, Canada. I was in the really multicultural part of the university, and so there were lots of different things that you could get involved in. As well as lots of instrumentalists from other countries with their traditional instruments. So I was very lucky to be able to really be a big part of the music scene over there, even though I wasn't actually studying music as part of my degree at that point. So I was very lucky. But
Oh,
that's how I know how important it is to find people with similar interests when you go to a new country, and it's all a bit new and a bit scary sometimes. It's then nice to have that community feel of people who are in the same boat as you. So it's lovely that you're giving your members that opportunity, and I know that they love it. They absolutely love it, don't they?
yes, and I'm just really pleased and really happy to know that some of your life-changing moments was happening in China, and you really enjoyed it. You had a great time, and also when you come back to the UK, you still continue that, and you're still sharing the music internationally, and not just the Western music, and you pay attention to the Asian music, whatever style it is. And also when my choir looking at the photos we had in the recording studio, I was just like that beautiful red dress. It was just a great moment. It was a great moment. And also, I know I've said it so many times, not just me, my choir and all my friends, whoever had listened to your 月光爱人, the song from the 卧虎藏龙. Again, if anyone listened to this podcast haven't listened to this song, and especially our Chinese fellows, you have to check this out. It was sensational.
That's very kind of you. I love singing in Mandarin Chinese.
Yeah.
It's not just because I feel so blessed that China has been part of my story, because they gave me the most incredible opportunity and started my career. It's because of them that I have this career now. It's because of China and the Chinese, and I'm so grateful. But also, I love singing in Chinese. It's the most beautiful language. And I've even translated English songs into Chinese so that I can sing them in Chinese.
Amazing.
But you sing in lots of different languages, don't you? So you've got experience of how the voice sounds in different languages. What would you say your preference is? Do you prefer singing in Italian or English or Chinese or all of them?
Well, you know, my background is opera, and I do opera professionally, and you have to be able to sing the Italian, English, German, French, and if you do oratorio, then you need to be able to sing in Latin, and also if you do Tchaikovsky, you have to be able to do a little bit Russian. And so it's a very demanding, opera singing is just a very demanding language-wise, and everything is demanding, not just the language. But for me, I think Mandarin, there's a lot of open vowels, and we have R, A, E, O, U, and we also have U, and all that. So it was very helpful to place your instrument and to serve the text if it's in Western languages. And of course, it's my native language, and I always have this deep connection every time when I open my mouth singing, like the moment when I singing Outline Zine with you, and when you were singing the English version, I was singing the Chinese version. I was just like, yeah, I can totally understand your feeling. It was just there's no difference between a Western language or Eastern language. There's no difference. It was just like a beautiful singing language, and it serves very well for the vocal.
Yes, I love how you can really understand the feeling that people are trying to get across, no matter what language they're singing in. Yeah, and I know that we really try, and we love to be rather multicultural with our singing, don't we?
Yes.
Together, we enjoy that.
We are all about multicultural, yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. Because me being English, but my love of China, I want to sing in Chinese, and I love translating the lyrics. And I know you feel the same way with all your languages and your background, because being Chinese, but you live in London now, don't you? Well, Cambridge?
Yeah. London.
Yeah. So it's nice that we get to do the multicultural stuff together, because I really feel like in this day and age, any way in which you can bring different communities together, that's just got to be a blessing, hasn't it?
Yes, I mean, with the crazy thing happening right now, with the things happening in America and even the Brexit, I mean, it's we always have to remind ourselves as a global citizen, it's all about togetherness. It's always about togetherness. It's Yeah, that's the only way it works.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that message is more important now than ever before, because even though we have to be apart right now, because of the pandemic, we're all trying to come together in lots of different ways, like musicians online, for example, coming together over the internet to make music, to try and bring joy to people in this very difficult time. I mean, that's just one example, but all the ways in which we can come together like that is so important. And I feel like, especially for the development of our countries, when they are becoming multiracial and multicultural, then coming together and sharing the things that you love about different cultures can only be a benefit, surely.
Indeed, indeed, and also with the internet and all that, we can also do some really nice live online rehearsal even, and that's great.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Bo, I really want to just start from the beginning with you and your career, because I feel like we've
Sure.
jumped in halfway through talking about your choir and your opera and all that kind of thing. I'd really like to go back to the beginning now, just so that we can get to know you and your beginnings. So can you
Sure.
tell us how you got into music, how you knew you wanted to be an opera singer? Walk us through that journey.
Right. Uh, from I was a boy, I was in a choir, and I always loved singing. And like every other Chinese kid, your parents spend so much money and bought you a piano, and then you practice very hard. And after I changed, my voice breaks, and then my parents sent me to a vocal teacher, and this lovely lady said, and I believe you can be a good tenor. But I was when because I don't know, it's when I was younger, like every other boy, I was so scared to sing high notes. It's kind of a butch manly thing to do, like I am a bass or I am a baritone, things like that. And when I first time listened to Pavarotti, oh my God, I was like, I feeling my soul been touched, and seeing if I can sing high, if I can produce a singing even slightly similar like that, that would be so amazing. And then so my whole mindset was totally changed. Then I was working very hard with my teacher, uh, but reality is reality. When I go to the university, I had a master's degree in education, and then I become a full-time high school teacher. And that was a very secure job, but I've never stopped singing. So at that time in Beijing, where I come from, I was so lucky to have the opportunities to have mass classes, singing mass classes, vocal mass classes with singers come from the West when they come to Beijing, giving their recital or giving concert, and also they gave mass classes. And then some of the teachers believe I have this potential, but I need decent training. So I start apply, and then I was so lucky to get a full scholarship to go to the Royal Northern College of Music in Manchester.
Yay!
Yes, so I had the best 2 years, and I did another master in opera, and then gradually I start auditioning for other opera companies in the UK and in Europe, and slowly from chorals, from small role and cover roles, and gradually building up my career now. And I still believe, for my age and for my voice, I'm still the younger kid for the business of opera, and there's still long way to go. But because I have this teaching background, and I want to do my contribution to my community, so I continue doing teaching part-time, run a Chinese choir, and teaching a lot of kids privately, playing piano and vocal, and to yeah, just trying to make a living in this country, basically.
Yeah, absolutely. You are so clever, Bo, honestly, because the amount of people I say to them, you must have another string to your bow. It was a motto that was given to me when I was really little, when my grandma said, make sure you always have more than one string to your bow. And you've given yourself an incredible second string there in education, because who wouldn't want to learn from you? You're so inspiring. Your voice is incredible, and you're
Thank you.
able to teach so many things. I know you're so clever. So giving yourself that gift of having a second string is so important. That was actually what Chinese was going to be for me. I was thinking, oh,
Yeah,
when Chinese was offered, I thought, great, I should take that, and that'll be the second string to my bow. And now I'm really lucky because I get to do both at the same time. Woo!
yeah. And you can fly
Yeah.
to China, do concerts and singing Chinese songs all over the world. Well, amazing.
But it's just so important to have that second string, and you're just the perfect person to talk to the young people that you're mentoring and educating about that. So it's just so clever to have that, and it must have given you lots of different opportunities, and lots of different options for safety nets, and that's always so important in this industry. I mean, if the pandemic has taught us anything, having
Yeah,
other stuff going on is a good idea.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, we are just we are artists. We're trying to survive, and also we have to make a living. And I would say to any people or to my lovely colleagues, this is what I've been told by my teacher: the more skills you have in you, and someday, sometime, somewhere, it will become useful. Always learning, always learning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I love that about adult life, though. I mean, this might sound funny, but when I was little, I was thinking, oh, so fed up of homework. I was like a real square at school. I would do all my homework as thoroughly as I could, and do as well as I could. But I was thinking, I remember thinking at school, oh, I wonder what adult life is going to be like. I'm looking forward to not having so much homework. But now I think I have more homework than when I was at school. It's just that I give it to myself because there's so many things that I want to learn. There's so
Yeah,
many things that I want to be passionate about. And now I think of, if I can spend my whole life learning, then surely that would be amazing. Because
yeah.
the older I get, the more stupid I think I am, because I realize how many more things there are to know about. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
absolutely.
Yeah, because now I just
In the Chinese, they say 学无止境. So 学无止境 is like learning's never end. Learning's just always carry on, never end. Yeah.
that is perfect. Oh my god, that is absolutely perfect. That's exactly what I mean, because I did a marketing course during lockdown, and
Oh, have you?
yeah, and I really enjoyed it. It was quite intense, I've got to say. And I was very jealously looking out of my window at my neighbours sunbathing in their front garden, feeling quite jealous. But it was a good thing to spend my time doing. The only problem is that it made me aware of how much more there is to learn. It just
Yeah.
doesn't end, but that's actually quite exciting, really, because it enables you to see the possibilities and opportunities that are out there.
Yeah, and I always believe whatever you learn, and if you are clever enough, you can always cross over and put them together to serve your talent.
Yeah, you're completely right. Well, I'm trying to use the marketing with music, and
Yeah.
figuring out how to market my next album that is hopefully going to be coming out in the next few months. Hopefully, and that's the plan, because the more educated you are about these things, then the more it can serve you, and the more that you can then help other people. Like, I've started doing tutorials on my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
how to warm up your voice, how to sing long phrases, how to sing low notes, which is not something that sopranos really realize they have to do, but in some repertoire
Absolutely.
you need those low ones. So yeah, I've started trying to make tutorials about that, because it's always been a huge passion for me to help young people where I can, which is why Inspire, that we worked on together, I was working with teenage singers that I really believe in, that I wanted the world to hear,
Yeah.
why I wanted to record with them. So that's always been quite a big passion of mine, and I feel like we share that, because obviously going into education, you want to nurture people and nurture the younger generations, don't you?
Totally agree. And when you are teaching, I'm sure you can understand. When you are teaching, it's also a relearning process for yourself, and to polish your skill. And also you learn, oh my God, I didn't quite understand this before, but now when I talk about it, when I show it, when I demonstrate it, it's become much more clearer here in your mind.
Yeah, especially when the student asks you a question where you go, oh, I haven't thought about that before.
Yeah.
It's sometimes nice to branch out and hear other people's opinions on things, because it helps you reassess your opinion.
Yeah.
And I never want to be somebody who is stuck in an opinion about something. If different information comes in, then I'll more than happily look at my opinion and go, okay, is that still correct? And I feel like when I'm talking to people about music or about marketing or anything, when they offer something new, I go, oh, that's really interesting, and I want my opinions to be challenged. So by teaching somebody else and hearing them go, but what about, and why does this, it's nice to hear their questions, so that you can in fact learn more about your subject.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But going back to your singing,
Okay.
your amazing opera career has led you to so many different countries. I know that you did a tour in France. That's right, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
So last year I was in a opera festival called Opera de Beaujolais. It's near the Midland city Angers, and I did 3 small tenor roles in 3 different opera. So there's whole season, the Magic Flute, Il Trovatore, and a Schubert opera called Alfonso und Estela. And so my contract was 3 role in 3 productions, and I had a great time. And after that, I was traveling with English Voices all the way to Shanghai, and we did we worked with Shanghai Symphony Orchestra, and that was their very first Baroque opera. And I'm so lucky to be part of it. And I was doing the role called Apollo. And so I spent my birthday there with my lovely parents, and that was just one of the best time. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. But you had, I want you to show off now, Bo, please. I really want you to show off, because you were invited all the way. You've gone much further afield. You've gone to Argentina.
Yes.
To see the face of Coca-Cola. Like, what? Tell us more.
Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for asking. Yes. So, with the we have to facing a lot of fact that with the government cuts and all that, the classical music and opera and small opera companies, sadly, they are disappearing. And for the young singers, and for the jobs and for the opportunities, just become much more competitive, and opportunity are reducing. So with a fact like that, 2 years, I think since 2018, my agent asked me, say, would you like to be a little bit open-minded, not just for opera. Of course, opera will be your main, and music and concert and all that. Would you like to, if I put you forward to audition for TV, for adverts, for commercials, and for TV presenting, bilingual? So my agent was really inspiring and had this belief in me. And you know me, I'm also like, if my diary is empty, I will give it a try. I wouldn't say no to any opportunity. I will do my best. So from that time, I've been sending to casting auditions and all that, and I was doing short films and small TV, like TV commercials. But my big breakthrough was last year. I went through, well, I would say like at least 3 or 4 rounds of auditions. And then my agent called me, say, it has confirmed the clients really liked you and you will become the face of Coca-Cola in Asia, and the contract, the coverage will be 1 year on TV and online. And I was like, I really couldn't believe this. Just like I have to really pinch myself very hard.
Yeah.
And then my agent said, I'm very excited for this. Do you have any questions? And I was like, I don't know. It was like, I was like a total silence for like 5 seconds. You know, sometimes it feels short, but the 5 seconds on the phone totally silence, it's actually quite awkward. And yeah, so, and then I said I asked my agent, so what should I do? And my agent said, so make sure you be on time, make sure you're packed in 3 days, and we will
short notice.
Yes, and we will get your everything, all the paperwork, all the insurance, everything ready. Yes, then I fly out in 5 days. So I get ready in 3 days, and eventually I fly out of the country, and yeah, Coca-Cola, the clients fly me to Argentina, and I had 1 week in Argentina filming that TV adverts, and I had one of the, if it's not the best, one of the best time of my life, and I could meet some amazing artists, models, actors from Japan, from America, from South Africa, and we were doing the whole season of Coca-Cola. And the production company was so nice, and they put us in the Soho, the heart of Argentina, and I even visited the opera house there. And yeah, so but at the time, I called you, said I had great news, MJ, but I just can't tell you what it is. I'm so happy, if you remember that moment, I was just like so overwhelmed. And but my contract is like I just couldn't talk about it. Couldn't tell you that it was Coca-Cola. But after 2 months, and then my agent said, it's finally confirmed you will be featured and everything done, and the TV commercial will be on air from Christmas time, and you will see it. So I was like, thank God. I still, even now, when I talk about it, I still cannot believe it. And from that moment, and it's just I really needed that at that time, and from that moment professionally, it opened other doors for me for TV commercial and other jobs outside the opera.
That is so incredible. It just sounds like a dream coming true. And I know what you mean when you're on the phone with somebody like that and they deliver news of that magnitude. Like it takes you a while to digest it, doesn't it? It takes a while to go, hang on a second, is this actually happening?
Yeah.
So you need that at least 5-second gap to go, no, hang on, I'm not dreaming, this is real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's led to, like you say, it's led to so many amazing things. And I know one thing that you mentioned was the collaboration between Manchester United and Lego. I mean, as soon as a conversation includes Lego, I'm interested. I'm excited. because I love it. Please tell us
You're
more
gonna buy
about
one. You're gonna buy one.
that.
Yes, so it was a collaboration between Lego and Manchester United. You know the iconic landmark for Manchester United. It's the Old Trafford, the stadium.
Yeah.
And this collaboration is, Lego. They made toys for Star Wars and for all the brands. So they made this like really big hundreds pieces, small pieces, Lego Lego toys for it's the model of Old Trafford, and they were casting for the adverts for this, and my agent put me forward, and it started with well, I think nowadays a lot of jobs started with a self-tape. So I started with a self-tape, and I did every action, every angles, and facial expressions, and then after I think a week or two, I can't remember, 7-10 days, and my agent called me, say, congratulations again, this job has been confirmed, and we were filming at, it's called the N5 studio based in Hackney, and that was, Mary Berry, the amazing baker from
Yes.
the Bakewell, and
That's her.
that was her film studio for her own cooking show.
No way.
So the kitchen we were doing for this advert was also the kitchen for Mary Berry filming her baking program. And I was like, oh, I sort of, I have seen this program before, and I kind of recognize that kitchen. And sometimes you just don't, life is such a strange thing. Sometimes it's like a deja vu. You think like, oh, I have seen this before. And then suddenly you find yourself in it for real. And that was, again, that was like a dream. That was like a dream. And yeah, so after a month or two, I see that adverts on TV and online, on YouTube, and apparently the clients and the fans of Lego and Manchester United really liked it. So I was just really pleased, really pleased. Oh.
That's incredibly exciting. These are both on YouTube, aren't they? So we can put the descriptions in, we can put the links
Yes.
below. Yeah?
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Amazing. We're definitely going to do that. And I always put social media links in the description as well. So honestly, if you're listening and you want to hear more of Bo, which I'm sure you do because he's amazing, check out the social media links that I've put in the description, because you've got videos on there of you singing, so that we can hear you singing in all these different languages and in different roles. You've got videos up somewhere, haven't you?
Yes, yeah, it's on YouTube, and also if you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter, that would be amazing.
Yes. No, that would be so great. I've really been trying to say to fans during this time that while things are so difficult for artists, if they can just press that like button or press the follow button or the subscribe button, it helps artists so much, because not only are you giving them social proof, so that when somebody checks out their Twitter and they've got like hundreds of followers or thousands of followers, people go, oh, okay, well, this must mean that they're good. That's what social proof is. But also it helps trigger the algorithms of all of these social media sites, so that the algorithm says, oh, well, this person must be doing something really great. They must be really popular. Let's show them to more people. So even if people can't support artists financially right now, which I know a lot of amazingly generous people are doing, if they're not in that position, then just a like or a follow or a subscribe, which is free, can also help us out so much. And I've been trying to spread that message since I did a live concert, and somebody asked, like, how can we support artists during this time? And that's one of the really brilliant ways. So yes, I've been putting social media links in the descriptions below so that people can follow and like and subscribe and things on various channels. But I'd love to share more of your videos in the description as well, so you'll have to send them over.
Thank you.
especially one, because I realise now why I got confused earlier where I was thinking about where you live, because you've actually been involved in a project with Cambridge. So that's why Cambridge came into my head when you live in London. Can you tell us more about your project with Cambridge? Because that's really exciting as well, isn't it?
Yes, that was also, yeah, one of my biggest moments career-wise so far. So back to 3 years ago, uh, there is, the one and only King's College Choir. They perform before the Queen's speech on the BBC every Christmas, and they have recorded almost all the languages, you name it, English, French, German, Latin, Russian, Japanese, and all that. But they have a commission to the mighty John Rutter, the composer who composed for the Royal Wedding, and if you love choral music, you know who is John Rutter, and they commissioned him to compose a song for a Chinese poem, which is called Second Farewell to Cambridge. And in Mandarin, it's called 再别康桥. And the poet called Xu Zhimo. And Xu Zhimo is, if I dare to say, the probably #1 modern Chinese poet, #1 famous worldwide to be known. And his poem 再别康桥 would be like the #1 of his work. And also he studied at Cambridge, and there's a stone outside the King's College, and there's thousands of tourists from China. If they visit Cambridge, they go in to see and touch that stone, which I did in my music video as well. Like, yeah, that is just a tradition. And so they are looking for a singer to do the solo part. And John Rutter written this for a tenor solo and a flute and the choir and the King's College Choir. So that was the spirit of it. And they were trying to, so when I read the email they sent out, they were looking for someone. Of course, it has to be a tenor, and also his voice has to be able to blend into the very unique, special King's College Choir's voice. It can't be like a solo, me. It just can't work. And also they need someone at least had some bilingual skills to be able to sing the text in Mandarin, also can easily work with the sound engineer, the conductor, because we are under a English environment. And also they are looking for they're looking for, when they're listening to your recordings, they're looking for the colors has to be flexible. It can't be like a pure operatic. It has to be a little bit choral singing, what we call like straight tone, or all that. It has to be like that. And so I've been put forward, and very lucky they offered me an audition. And I remembered I had my audition at Sir Stephen's. Now it's just like make me a little bit emotional. I had my audition at Sir Stephen Cleobury's office, and very sadly, he passed away before last Christmas. And yes, so that, yeah, so it's just gets me a little bit. So I remembered vividly, I had my audition, and he asked me to sing something not in opera. So I did Comforting Everybody, the number one tenor solo at the beginning of Handel's Messiah. So that is a oratorio, not operatic, and can show you a little bit recitative and aria, and also the run, the small notes. And so I did that. He was accompanying me on the piano. He didn't say anything. After I sang, I was sweat. Was like, yeah, I was so nervous. And then he said, okay, sing some. He said, he was really, really kind and really, really nice. And he said, sing something. Do you have a second one sing in Mandarin? And I did a second song. And then he's speaking very gently, very slowly, say, so we have this piece, and could you please look at this music, and hopefully we can, let me think about, let me listening to all the people I want to auditioning for, but for the moment, you have a look at this music, and if we want a recall, you probably need to sing this piece again. But for now, you can't talk about it because we don't know you keep it in you. So I practiced it, I prepared it, and I sung it again, and they offered me the job.
Yay!
And yeah, I was like, another moment, like, I cannot believe this. So the day I was traveling to Cambridge from London, when I was on the train, that night I didn't sleep much. I was that's just like, yeah, I know. So on the day of recording, John Rutter was there, and Stephen Cleobury was there, and also we had Simon, the sound recording engineer, Simon Kill from Abbey Road Studio, that was the recording engineer, and basically all the best people. Philippa, she is a flutist from, she's teaching at the Guildhall, and then me, I was like, really? Wow. And then so when I talked to the secretary and to do the sign-in, and she was very kind, and she said, I really hope you do well, just do your best, and we are very happy to have you, and this is our very first, and you are our very first tenor soloist, Chinese tenor soloist, sung in Mandarin in our 500 years choir history of King's College Choir.
No.
And if this song is going well, we will put it into our next CD.
No way!
So I was like, no pressure, no pressure, no pressure. Yes.
That's incredible. You're like, oh my gosh, that's setting
I was so lucky.
Precedent there, isn't it? That the first, oh my gosh, I'm stunned. But they loved you, didn't they? It went so incredibly well. And I love, oh my gosh, your voice sounds incredible on the song. It really does.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And so the recording process for me was like, it was like that. It was like a half day. I think we recorded like 3 or 4 times, and that's it. And the recording artist say, I think we got it. And I was like, this like just like 5 minutes, just fly. Just like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you like, really? And so after a month, they emailed me, say, yes, we liked it. We're going to keep it. And we will put this song into our next CD. I was like, great, I will definitely be heard. I will be on the CD, so excited. And then a month after, and they said, we will just not only just put it into the CD, we will put this song as the title song of the CD. So yeah. That song, that CD is called Second Farewell to Cambridge.
Oh my gosh, Bo, that's incredible.
I know.
I love these stories so much, and there's a few things that I really love about them. First
Oh,
thing is because they're amazing, and it's just incredible that these things have happened to you. But I also love hearing these stories because of the modesty in which you tell them. Like you're still like this really grateful soul that's just thinking, gosh, I can't believe this has happened to me. You're so humble, and yet your talent is unreal. So I love that you're describing these stories with such enthusiasm and with such modesty, because seriously, like, your voice blows me away whenever I hear it. It really does. And
oh, you're so kind.
I'm so grateful that you're able to come on here and share these stories. Like, not only because it's so great to celebrate these amazing things that you've worked really hard for, but it's just so great as well. I love talking to people who are just so enthused with what they're doing, and you're so excited about it, and we can really hear your joy. And that's so wonderful that you're passing that joy on to us, and we get to share that joy with you. I'm going to put all of these links in the description below so that people can see the adverts, and they can hear your beautiful voice. But the other reason why I really wanted you to come onto the podcast, other than the fact that I love talking to you, is because I want people to get to know you. I want people to get to know how wonderful you are, how joyful you are, and I want them to get to know your voice, because not only are you amazing, but we're working together on something.
Absolutely.
We're not allowed to talk about it yet, but we are allowed to say that our voices will be recorded for something together.
Absolutely. And you know, we performed before, and we did Time to Say Goodbye, we did Outline Zai, and we did the Tian Hei Hei. But this time is it's a new commission. That's all I can say. And I cannot wait to work with you. And it's just the energy and the the color of our voices just works really well together. And I'm just like, I'm sure you share the same energy with me and same attitude. And when it's the current situation with the lockdown and all that, we can still record, we can still do new music, and hopefully share with our audience and to give them something fresh. And that is just that's the meaning of our life.
Yes, it completely is. And I can't wait to share this with people, because I'm so excited about it already.
Watch this space.
Sorry?
Watch this space.
Yes, watch this space, and hopefully it will be the first of many spaces to be watched.
Yes.
I hope. Yes. I really hope so. Well, Bo, on that joyful and exciting note, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me on the Mary-Jess Meets podcast. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow for our recording.
I can't wait. And thank you so much for having me. It's my honor to have this chat and share so many lovely moments with you. And 谢谢你，非常感谢，也可以跟我讲中文。Thank you so much for sharing the music and the Mandarin moment with me. And looking forward to the recording session.
真的不用谢. Honestly, it's my pleasure. You don't need to say thank you. Honestly, I'm just so grateful that you could come on. And I love talking to you. So I'm sure we're going to get to chat a lot tomorrow during our recording session. And I can't wait to share that with people. So yes, thank you so much, Bo. We'll talk to you again soon.
Cool. And I see you in the studio.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.